So in this challenge review, we're going to go ahead and solve the shop problem. So we have our shark shop, and we have it attached to our shark here. The first thing we need to do is we need to check for a collision. So just like we did with our coin, we're going to go ahead and use void on trigger stay. Now my IntelliSense has disappeared, so I'm going to restart Visual Studios. And the first thing we need to do is check for collisions. So we're going to say void on trigger enter, and we're going to, I'm sorry, not on trigger enter. We want on trigger stay because I'm going to be checking for user input. Now the next thing I need to do is check if it's the player. So if it's the player, what do I want to do? So if other.tag is equal to the player, then we can go ahead and allow the player to do user input. So here, check for the E key. If we hit the E key, so input, we get the key down, key code, E. If we hit the E key, next we have to check if the player has the coin. So if I'm at the shop and I hit the E key, I'm requesting to purchase a weapon. In order to do that, I need to first check for a coin. So if the player has a coin, which means now I need a reference to the player. So here, we're gonna say player, and this is just a variable. This could be anything, this could be Bob, it doesn't matter. All right, so player equals, I need to get the player, which is the other. So other.getComponent player. We want to ensure we found the player. So we check if the player is null. If player is not null, meaning that the player exists, then what do we want to do? We need to check if he has the coin. So check if the player has the coin. So if player.hasCoin is equal to true, then what needs to happen? We need to remove the coin from the player. So we say player.hasCoin equals false. Then I need to say update the inventory. Remove coin from the player, update the inventory. So now we need access to the UI manager. So we're going to say UI manager, and we'll go ahead and say UI manager equals GameObject.find. We'll find the canvas, and get the component we need, which is the UI manager. Now from there, we need to remove the coin. Our UI manager does not have a function to remove the coin. So let's go ahead and create that. Public void remove coin. And we're going to go ahead and say coin.setActive is false. As simple as that. Head back to our shark shop. And here, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We need to check if the UI manager exists. So here, if UI manager does not equal null, meaning that it does exist, we're going to say UI manager dot remove coin. Okay, next thing to do is play the win sound. So here we remove the coin and we can go and play the win sound. Let's see here. Let's continue on in our program here. If player has coin equals true, if the UI manager remove coin. Yeah, so right down here, we'll play the win sound. So we're going to go ahead and say we need the audio source, right? And we need to add that. So if we click on our shark here, our shark man, let's go ahead and add an audio source. Let's add the clip we want to play, which is the uwin sound. Head back to our script. Let's get a reference to that. So here we have our UI manager.remove coin. Here we're going to go ahead and say audio, audio source. We're going to create a local variable for the audio source. We're going to say audio source. We can say audio equals get component, the audio source attached to the shark. And then the next thing I want to do is play the audio. So we're going to say audio.play. Save this. And it looks like we're good. The last thing we want to do is we want to have a condition for debug get out of here. So let's go through this logic. If we hit the E key, we get the player. If the player has the coin, we go ahead and we play the scenario for winning. However, if you hit the E key and player has coin equals false, that means this is going to get called, this else statement right here. So if you have the coin, do all of this. else, let's go ahead and say debug.log, get out of here. Save this, head back to Unity. Let's go ahead and test it out. We'll walk up to our shark and try and purchase the weapon. Let's go ahead, hit the E key, get out of here. Let's go ahead, collect our coin, hit the E key. We have a coin, hit the E key, and there you go. We have a weapon. Now, to actually properly set this up, right, we have our shop system working. So in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and look at how we're going to enable our weapon system. Because right now we started the game with our weapons. We don't wanna do that. So I'll see you in the next video.